of you.
Not gonna make it. Yo, morning, what's going on? Well, it's almost afternoon. Actually, it's like 10:20. Is this thing on and recording? Yes, it is on. Listen to the truck. It's running normally healthy again. I changed the sensor immediately on my way home. I stopped at the parts source. I think I touched base on this at the end of my last film. I was able to cancel my order on Amazon, I think, unless it shows up today. Well, I'll have a spare sensor. They were only like 16 bucks. Engine light is out. Now we'll see if the temperature gauge actually goes back to the middle where it's supposed to be. And yeah, it idled perfectly fine this morning when I fired it up. Except for, I didn't drain any of the coolant. I'm like, take the air box off the top. I had to find like a thin wall socket so it fit over top of the sensor plug and actually fit 19 mil, just in case if you're wondering. Rooting through my dad's toolbox full of assorted stuff, sockets, a lot of them. I found one. I was like, okay, perfect. Man, it's running way better too. Just probably be way better on fuel. So I unscrew it, and I'm expecting, okay, I know there's gonna be coolant. I let it cool off. I had dinner and stuff, and then came outside just before the sun was getting down. It was getting cold. It's -3 today, and it was pretty warm yesterday. It was like +10, but by the time sun goes down, it starts to chill off. Pull out the sensor, and I know coolant's gonna come, and as soon as I pull it out, it almost shoots a bit like miniature geyser, fills the whole top of the end. I put my finger on it so I can plug it. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, shit, I didn't think there would be this much, but it is lower than the coolant bottle, so I should know better. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna be like, move my finger, put the other sensor in. It didn't quite happen as finessefully as that, so I made a little bit of mess in my driveway, grabbed a couple buckets of water and rinsed that down into the curbside. Sorry, city, but I know it's frowned upon, but shit happens sometimes, and it's just the way the cookie crumbles. But it's changed now, and everything seems to be awesome.com. We'll touch base maybe when I get to the shop and see if the temperature gauge is back at perfect operating temperatures. If it doesn't get there, it's got a little bit to go yet. Anxiety. I wonder if it's more anxiety than stress. I'm not really stressed out about it. Anxiety. Freaking coils. One coil, Red Deer to Simonette to, I think, like kilometer 28, and then we get on the I can't remember, but then it connects up to the Snake Road or something. I don't think it's really all that major. Last time I went in there, it was bed truck assist, you know. It was probably a little later in the year. It was more like springtime, so we went in there, like, couldn't be on the road until after 12 a.m., which it was not frozen at all. It was a complete mud fest. It was a banger of a time, but it was all dark. I had shitty cameras. Part of the way through, I started like, okay, this is gnarly. I need to get footage and make something out of this, and I did. I'll maybe try to link it in this video at the end, sorry. R&B had 2 of their bed trucks out there, and then we had a tow tractor, like a farm tractor, towed me into location and stuff. I touched base on how R&B ended up blowing a diff, and they had the wrong coil. Not their problem. Trican told them the wrong one. I had to take it back to Grand Prairie after I was done doing that, turning it around in the muck hole where everybody was like, "You're gonna turn around here." I'm like, "Turn around here. We got bad trucks. This will be fine. We got it." R&B guy was just like, "Man, that was the gnarliest thing I ever seen." I was like, "Thanks." Tune in a time-lapse trucker on YouTube to see it on TV. So we got one that's got to go out, and then he said, and then he texted me this morning. He's like, "When you're done that one, there's another one just down the road that's got to come back to Red Deer." I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sakes!" I'm like, when it rains, it pours. Problems and work, and I'm just like, I just wanted to chill out and like bobtail home, all casual. But he said it's a smaller one, where it's only an 8-wheel Jeep and a single axle booster. I'm like, I've never seen Trican have a single axle booster ever, but maybe they had one stashed in Grand Prairie. So that's what we're up against today. Dual coil actions. Updates, but not really. Nothing I can talk about. It's all hush hush and quiet. Top secret. A little bit of disappointment here and there, but minor. Get over it. Life will move on. It didn't get the full operating temperature. I wonder if it's time that maybe I need a thermostat. That could be it too. Oh, I also see my lamp is out. But I got the cure. I bought some cheapies. Amazon's finest, best, whatever. These were only 28 bucks, so low beams only. We'll get high beams. We'll see how they are. I don't really use my high beams much because I don't really drive out in the dark too much. Two-way here, this little bit. As long as I can see the line, I'm good enough. Nice, I like that. Yo. Quarter fleet of some Raylan units sitting up in here. White bumpers reunited. That was their first all-white truck, I think. Cy used to drive that, I do believe, when I worked at Cypress. He is retired now. I think that was a US truck. I could be wrong, but I think that one came from the States. There's a wheeler hand right there. Why do I gotta come in? Why me? I don't want to. Ha. Rail supervisor. Surprise! 6-ounce baby coil. Just kidding, it's not 6 ounces. It's not completely full, so You know. You know. And if you don't know, now you know. Fresh grease, I like it. Just wait for some override action. We'll redo the shims. It's probably fine, but I think we could get one more. There's room on this side, but that side is tight, so it's probably just turned a little bit. There's a little bit of play in the pins down there, so, you know. All the safeties are in, yash. Probably a little bit behind the gun, but I asked them to permit me straight down 2, so once this is all aired up, we'll get a measurement. Straight down 2, 19 miscue, cut across 60, 60, rather straight down to 16, or 627 to 770, and then you just come out right at 16 and 43, do the loop around through the construction there, and then you're on 43, and then you just, it's basically 3 hills and you're cruising. So that's why I kind of like going that way. I'm gonna keep trying to ask them, like, if we're going not to Drayton and we're going like Fox Creek, White Court, Valley View, Grand Prairie, I'm like, let's start taking a different route, because the other route is bullshit. I hate it. It's too many turns. This is the one that gave me the troubles at the scales on ice. Hopefully we're all right. Well, we should be all right. I'm pretty sure this is the same one. Can't remember what the number was. Steering is unlocked, so I'm just gonna, oh yeah. I see a little bit of white grease, that was me. Same one. Dude, not getting much override here at all. Might not be able to get any more. What's up with that? Usually they lift no problem. Well, we'll see if we can pull a head of hair here. Everything is open. None of the tanks were open. I might have washed, which will be probably really short-lived. Oh, I puked out already. Oh, well, that's what happens when I'm in a rush. I make White Court without getting dirty. We'll see. If we're going through Enoch, it's probably greasy there too. That's another bad spot. It's too slow. Nice. Hello? Hello? Oh, it is on. Fuck. Should give me a green flashing light that everything is good. Indicators. decent. Everything went good there. Probably wasted too much time going to wash. Probably going to be late, but how many times have I had to wait for Trican? And I know that's the wrong way to think about it, but they're like, be out there for 6:30, and there's a curfew from 5 to 6 on the Simonet. I don't know if it's weekdays as well. I have to find that out, but would have loved to make the green, but we all know what happens when you boss hog this intersection. It's so rough, you might break the coil in half, or the trailer. But anyways, onward. Let's start this journey. Yo, what's up? I'm definitely lacking a little bit of confidence here right now. Can you guys hype this video up? It's raining! No, like that shit. Stresses me right out. Fine, any other thing? Want to pull something, you know, normal? I could care less. Uh-oh. Having some low beam faults when it's wet like this. I'll have to see when a vehicle passes by if I have any headlights or not. This could be a problem. Real big problem. I see your fault and raise you nothing. I had it happen the other day for a little bit. Like that. Discotheque down here. ABS light, depending on if it's wet or dry. Low beams. This thing is falling apart. Just needs a little bit of love. I'm sure it's nothing major, but you know. So yeah, we're just outside of Whitecourt here. And of course we got the sweetest weather that they always provide us with. Looks like they've juiced up the highway. I think they had freezing rain yesterday. It looks like they got a little skiff of snow from when I came back from doing that CHD stuff, which would have been 3 days ago. And yeah, now we got rain. I love rain. Do whatever you want if the road's flat. Well, the majority of this isn't too bad. You got only got 2 real hills to worry about. That'll be coming out of Whitecourt, the Isaacin. Other than that, it's, you know, it's not that bad. rolling hills are dealable because you're going down, you get to catch speed, so you get going. The biggest part is I'm late. I'm gonna be late. It's 5:30, we're supposed to be there in an hour. And we're just about to hit Eagle Tower here. Going to the Simonet, kilometer 31 on the Simonet, so those who know, know. Plus I gotta put on 2 sets of chains just when I leave the pavement there on the Simonet. Then we'll be able to get to the Anti-Creek at 31, go down there, I don't know how far to the Snake, not very far. And then we gotta Jeep off. I talked to a buddy that works at D&D and I was just like, you been in there at all? He's like, yeah, you don't want to take a Jeep in there, which I wasn't planning on taking it in there because someone already pre-told me Jeeping, everybody's been Jeeping off at the Snake and the Anti-Creek, so I'm like, yeah, I'll follow suit, you know? They got the juicer trucks around and whatever they're spraying on the road here. I think it'd be alright. And that other coil is literally come back out to the Simonet. It's at, we'll be coming out on 31, it's at 28. Right beside the road maybe. I just seen that it said kilometer 28 of Simonet. I'm like, ah, shit. But I guess that's better than being down the Eagle Tower. Or way back on the Twin Creeks or something stupid. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed. I would like to get there, get rid of this one, grab that other one, and get back to, I don't know, Mayerthorpe. Would be cool, because then you're past all the BS, you know? We'll see how it goes here. Chain up area. Searching for traction. Got her all locked up here. First little hill off the highway here. It's not much, but when you got 250,000 pounds, it's something. Yeah, we're good. Scared me for a little bit there. I had chaining up in the middle of the highway with traffic. Empty. Going all out now. You can't be like, hey, you spun out and I see you got a third set. You're like, no, it's all on, bro. Steer on, tight as a rock. Already made a rotation, tighten everything. Whew. Hot and sweaty now. It's like -2 and rain. Looks like maybe the rain will quit. That would be fucking nice. Sheet of ice up to here. Shitting a little bit, in all honesty. Not a big fan of fucking ice, coil, and a Jeep. lose the Jeep, I'm happy, but we gotta make it like 35K.
I feel like Barney Gumbo.
Kilometer 11, it's kind of like the first hill.
Yeah, no, that sounds good, Russ.
It's not a huge hill, but it's straight ice.
Well, hopefully it's a 50 minute, not an hour and a half. Yeah, even better. You're driving all the way home in like fourth gear at like 1800 RPM. Drive it like you know it. Coming in high.
This road's definitely got a lot wider over the years. I like that.
Sure does a lot of burning most of your last I don't know, eh? Oh, my cans might be on full. I don't know if it's like a bird a couple times, but it gives that a couple of soft on
Probably got like 23 on the drive. Dumped the booster, I probably had 26. I didn't dump it completely. There's like 10, 15 pounds.
Yeah,
explained it before, if your booster catches the edge of the road, when you have it like cranked right up, like 12, 15,000 kgs on it, the tires will steer into the ditch and take you into the ditch. Real bad. Had it happen once. That's how I learned it.
Yeah, I'm right behind you.
Heavy coil, 11s in a half. And yes, I am splitting the bottom. 250,000 pounds here rolling. Now, this used to be barely 2 lanes wide. You like panic when you meet somebody all the time.
You was headed out to that arc location. Mistake about 2.5. There's a corner there. Watch that. That was slicker than slick. And when you come down the hill into location, it is a skating rink all the way down that hill.
Copy that on the tube job. Right at the snake corner there. I got 3 sets of a steer on them. So
Figured I'd just give you a heads up because I ended up drifting the track pump fully chained up around the corner at the bottom coming into lease. Hey, drive safe, keep the shiny side up.
somewhat on the road. Good enough. Right in the middle. Oh, fuck, it is straight fucking ice, man. Need two hands. Here's a Murphy switch. Always makes me not happy when it doesn't almost start. I could have turned the Webasto on, I should have, my bad. I was gonna do it when I was chaining up and I totally forgot. Tis running, this is all that matters. Get through here? Yeah, because I didn't slide my wheel all the way. Pretty much the same. Trying to see a gap in the fifth wheel, you know? Or too much. Nope, just right. That way when you pull away, it doesn't drop down a whole bunch. There's daylight between the wheel. Catch up, you like that? I think this reel itself's probably in the 140 range. And then you got another 100,000 with truck, trailer, Jeep, booster. So we just lost a little bit of weight. I wish they put hooks on the side. And I just put those pads right there on the side. I'll probably put them up here. Gerald with Brawler, Unit 101. Which way am I going here? Left or straight? Good thing you're here.
You need me to move?
No, you'll be fine. I'll just scratch my way around this corner.
Okay.
Ready with the coil.
Copy, I'm over here by the steam truck or whatever, the toilet.
Copy that. Where? There. Let's go back. Okay. I'm gonna go with this side. I think on it. There's something hard, nice. $9:30. I wasn't late. He's like, crane guy's not here. There's an accident in between Valley View and the Simonette turnoff, some jackknife head-on action. I'm like, how do you get jackknife head-on a 4-lane?
Okay, ahead drivers, if you wouldn't mind. By the time you get out of that S, it should work out. Right. Start to come back a little bit. Try and keep you as straight as we can. Keep coming, and good. Yeah, that will work.
I gotta do some shit. Just a baby coil. Tandem Jeep. Coil is like half. He's like, oh, you'll be a lot lighter on your way home. I can still feel it back there. And we still got a 24. And a single wheel booster, which I've never seen this guy before. Huh, 138,703. The other one I had was 136, 703. Yo. That isn't gonna shim nothing. Everything's full of ice for some reason too.
Something like some burger! You win! Perfect!
Sure is adorable. Oh, what? No do sign? My tummy wants to eat something, which I will. So I'm just gonna go to the end of the Simonette pavement area there, and there's a big pullout. I'm just gonna fucking sleep there. I think there's no way I want to try to navigate in the dark on fucking ice on Highway 43. That's some bullshit. So yeah, that's my plan. Oh, it's got the stupid steering wheel. Fuck! There's... It's unlocked. I just got ice. You want to kneel on this stuff? No. I hate those locks. You just assume that they're out. Alright, let's get out of here. We'll pre-trip it in the morning. All the tires look great. Yep, thanks. Should be able to just carve a hard left here. Scratched windows, dirty windows. There, you got all these lights. Not good for the truck driver. But I know, I get it. You gotta have light. Steering is unlocked. There's steering, so it must be.
Hey, you Corey? You betcha. I don't know if you got a loud text. You'll need steering chain for the bucket location because it's a complete sheet of ice. As soon as you come down off the Lisa Road, you're hard left of the Viper. Copy that. Yeah, I put a steer chain on when I put all the rest of them on because I was like, fuck this shit.
That's right.
You gonna go low or you gonna pull the pin? Well, the highway was decent. I found coming up here. The worst of it's just been the Simonette, so I'll probably go low. Okay, copy that. We'll see you around here somewhere. Anyway, what do you say about there? Yeah, no, I had trouble. I spun all the way up to kilometer 4 before I put my keys on.
You're a liberal.
I made it maybe 300 yards past the pump out. I was like, okay, well, I guess we're doing it here. Thank you.
Have a good night.
See you,
Super Bees couldn't even make it to the chain up area. Fucking awesome I am. I made it. Pulling 250,000 pounds.
Rotor train 28 on the Simonette.
right there. I tried to pull ahead. No, it's spinning out. So I don't even know if I'll be able to get out from underneath it. Can just spread a little bit of sand over here on this side of the world. That'd be cool. I thought I went over the curb. It's like, why can't I pull ahead? But I did not. Don't forget the D sign. It's actually perfect. Wait. I was gonna try to move the front end over a little bit more so it's not, might be kind of shitty for this, but who knows how the process of hooking that up. Probably tweak it with a forklift or something. This one is the deluxe edition. It's airbag all the way through. It's kind of nice for once. Usually the Jeep picks the shit out of the truck. And yeah, it's just a little tandem Jeep. As you can see, that coil's not quite full. I think it might be lighter inner diameter or something maybe. But you still got a 24 on the back. And the 8 on the very back of that. Nice. I thought for sure I was going to be chaining up or something stupid. Yeah, if I can put those back on. I was gonna change the headlight bulbs and that was gonna be the end of my video. I was gonna do that, but I'm like, oh, you cannot get in there. Look, it's nice when the engine lights out. I just gotta get rid of the lamp out. But you gotta pull the headlights to change the bulbs because it's right up against the bracket. You can't get your hand because of the electrical box thing that's there with the fuses for the engine bay. I could probably get the passenger side, but no, just doing one. Anyways, thanks for coming along on this nice icy journey, coil to coil. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.